Welcome everyone to the Nerd Nook. I'm your host 17. With me, like always, is Noah Bailey. And E3 is right around the corner, so why not do some E3 predictions? Um,
Right,
so let's start with EA. Even though they're not actually going to be like at E3, they're still going to have little presentations throughout the weekend. Um, so my first prediction is that I know last year they had this weird like esports presentation thing revolving the mobile Command and Conquer game. I think I my guess is that I don't think that game has come out yet. My guess is that that game has been canceled, and they're at least going to tease like a new full-on Command and Conquer game. It's not going to look good,
Ooh.
but it's at least going to be what the fans are asking for.
It won't be great, but I
Like we
love
heard you,
that.
you don't like the mobile stuff, so we're just gonna
No.
try it again on consoles. you know,
I'm saying like mobile games, I'm like, why are we yeah, I'm not saying mobile games are bad, but like not here, guys. This is console big stuff.
yeah. And like Command and Conquer, it works fine. It's like an RTS style game, so it translates fine onto mobile. But when there hasn't been a Command and Conquer game, I think since like 2010 on consoles, you don't bring it back as a new Command and Conquer game on mobile. And since it's EA, you know is gonna have microtransactions like no tomorrow. They're gonna be like there's gonna be a system where like, oh, in order to invade the next area, you have to wait
The
an
block,
hour,
the
or you can pay up now to go there now. It's like, stop it.
monsters.
Stop it.
Monsters. Because that's the thing. They're making up for like not up to par quality games
Mhm.
by making back all their money in microtransactions. And
Because they
it's
spend too
working.
much on them. They spend way too much on them. They spend way too much developing them, all these big games, so they feel they have to nickel and dime you just to make up for it. Like
Mhm.
Battlefield 5, like, and Mass Effect Andromeda, these games, though they weren't great, they spent way too much money on them, and then they had to throw in microtransactions just to make the multiplayer playable. Like, why?
And yet, enough people still bought it.
hmm
Like, that's the problem. I don't know. You can't tell everyone not to do it, but I mean, the thing with
I mean,
EA, they're just gonna keep doing it.
I kind of get the sense that people are starting to push back on EA quite a bit. Like,
Hmm.
Battlefield 5, it did not do what they expected. Like, that was, I mean, that was almost entirely their fault. They released it like a couple of weeks after Red Dead 2, which that's not the
Takes
hill to
more than a
die.
couple weeks to beat that game,
Yeah, I know they're
generally.
different audiences, but when Red Dead 2 is literally selling
Big
12
game.
million copies in its first week, just, just don't
Was it
be
really
anywhere near
that
there.
many? Good gracious.
and and also they focused in a lot. The advertising focused almost entirely on the fact that you can play as a woman in this World War II game, when like that just kind of didn't happen. What's the point of
Like,
setting in
not
World War II when Battlefield is usually very realistic? That's their selling point, and you have like not that representation is bad, but like when you set it in a time period where that literally doesn't make sense, don't don't do
right.
that.
Right, it's like if you wanted to make it, oh yeah, equal representation, all that stuff. I'm like, well, make it now where that's a thing. Don't
Yeah,
make it back in the 40s where literally one of the biggest like, advancements for women was like when they were in the workforce because all the men were
yeah.
overseas in World War II. Like that was the whole thing. But
So yeah, they shot themselves in the foot a lot with that game in particular. Um, so and there's like Mass Effect Andromeda, no one really bought because it was bad. Um, and
surprising.
Battlefield 2, people pushed back on. Still, a lot of people bought it because of Star Wars, but like still not as much as it should have went for. So I don't trust this new Commander Conquer game I'm predicting to actually be good. I am just expecting them to just kind of sprinkle it in there to be like, hey, we're working on this, thing you actually want. This mobile game might not be what you want. It's still out there for you to, if they don't cancel it, might still be out there for you to try. But I know this is what you want, so let's buy that next, please.
Like buy this, and then when you finish buying it, you can spend all your money buying stuff within the game. Because we know you have more money, or you wouldn't buy our games, because you know our games aren't much without buying extra stuff.
Yeah.
So you're really gonna spend $100, not the actual 60 that you were gonna pay anyway.
Also, speaking of Star Wars games, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. We're finally gonna see gameplay of that.
I don't know. I have a feeling, even though we should. I don't know why, but
I'm just gonna show that same trailer from Star Wars Celebration.
I think it'll be a different trailer, but I don't think there's gonna be actual. If there is gameplay, it's gonna be very limited. Just walking.
It's gonna
around,
be the
action.
classic EA Star Wars thing where like they have a CG trailer that's like not actual gameplay. That's like representing what gameplay might look like.
Right.
Like you might see the main boring kid like cutting stormtroopers up with a lightsaber, but you don't actually see what that looks like in game.
Right. It'll just be the scene. Yeah. Because that happens all the time, especially with it. So like it's just gonna be, oh man, this is a great, but it'll be a cutscene. Then actual gameplay is like
just walking around.
Yeah. It's like, okay, maybe. Or like he'll just be looking at something like a camera roll pan looking at something going on. You're just like,
and like it's gonna be a shame that this game is gonna come out after Red Dead 2, because in Red Dead Redemption games the AI in those games is phenomenal. Like if you so much as pull out a gun, they like CPUs just
everyone
they start freaking out.
They pull their gun out on you.
Yeah. Like they like put their hands up, pull the guns out, and they're just like, stop. Like, so for this game, and theoretically, you're supposed to be like hiding. You're not. People don't know you're a Jedi. So in theory, you could get through a mission one of two ways, where like you try to like sneak past stormtroopers, or by the lightsaber and just go at it. It could be a situation where like you're in a cantina. You like take out your lightsaber, then press a different button to actually ignite it. If you just take it out, people might start like freaking out around you. But I have a feeling that's not going to happen.
No, I mean that would take a lot of. Well, one that'd be like you would. That's a smart move to put with a game, because if an NPCs are going to be that like that aware of the situations and stuff like that, I don't know if that's going to be the case for this kind of game. Also, who even knows how much just free roam action there will be. Like maybe everything will just be either hiding or trying to fight.
Maybe every single lightsaber duel will just be button mashing playtime event. Like here's the lightsaber section. Press buttons to block stuff and then come in and stab. It's just the same animation every time.
And he says like a catchphrase every move, like
got you. Bet that hurt. I got you. Bet that hurt. Every single time.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh, that would be so cringy. I don't think I can deal with that.
Like I want this game to be good. I really do, because like it's the first real Star Wars game to come out within the time of Disney making Star Wars movies. So I want EA to make one good Star Wars story-based game. I want this game to do well so that they can make more and not be like, for like single-player games are dying out. They don't want single-player games anymore.
Who says that?
EA.
Who are these people?
I don't know. Especially like I said, Red Dead 2 made 12 million. It sold 12 million copies first week. Zelda, Horizon Zero Dawn, Days Gone, God of War, Spider-Man, Mario.
Like all these games. Yeah, no one's playing single-player games anymore.
Every single year, the game of the year is a single-player game.
I know! Or like Monster Hunter. Like all these great games. I'm like,
Monster Hunter, Witcher 3, Fallout, Skyrim.
Yes, it is like, it is a fun to play with more people, either online or locally. But the best games are generally single player
Yeah.
games. So like
Last of Us, Uncharted, like Batman
like
game.
we just oh my gosh. Like we already named like almost 10 different games or game series where it's like, these things are awesome game of the year candidates constantly. Like
Because the
single
story
player
is so
games aren't
good.
bad.
It is not that
Yeah.
hard to make a good Star Wars story. But
It's
like
Star Wars. You can do whatever you want.
but I just that's another thing I kind of am iffy about this game in particular. I want this game to do well. I really do. I want it to sell well so that they can make more story-based games. But when the story is another Jedi who somehow survived Order 66, it has been in hiding all this time, and all of a sudden something happens and he has to go out on his own adventure. Like he has to die by the end of the game, right? Like this can't
I
because
mean,
he can't.
theoretically.
The reason why I don't really like Ahsoka and other like characters surviving Order 66, like Rebels in its entirety, I just don't like for this reason, because them existing lessens the impact that Luke has as just being a Jedi in this world. As Tarkin said, the Jedi are extinct. They can't hurt us anymore. We can do whatever we want. But if this guy from Fallen Order or Ahsoka or whatever the kid's name from Rebels is, if they're just around, Luke isn't special anymore. Like, why don't they just win?
Just like because it's like I understand trying to further, especially in that prequel to originals gap. I understand people trying to take advantage of that, but I think people are trying to force every aspect of Star Wars to have Jedi in it. And like I get it, Jedi are like the main reason Star Wars is one of the main reasons Star Wars is cool, but you could still make Star Wars cool without like I don't know, but it's like why if you want to have a game focused around Jedi, don't put it in the one spot Jedi aren't supposed to be in. Like that, it kind of ruins this whole point of all the Jedi got purged.
Like I said, unless
destroyed.
he dies by the end of the game,
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Like you could easily do a similar story in the Old Republic, where there is 1,000 generations of stories you can tell, but they just never do that for some reason.
I don't know, especially like movies too. Like there's so much like you. Like the thing is, if you go to see the thing is like when you try to like, especially with the movies specifically, when they're trying to like add on to things that have already been established, people are gonna be like, "Oh, I don't like this because you changed this about something that was." I'm like, if you go to the Old Republic, there is nothing out there that's even been touched. You can just pretty much make up your own rules.
Yeah.
Even though there's a ton of source material for that too, but still.
And like you can take elements from, the not canon source material, but like if you just want to make up your own crazy story that happened during that time,
do it.
Do it.
No one's gonna be like that didn't happen. Like, dude.
Well, it did now.
I don't know.
So hopefully the next Star Wars single player game that EA will be set in a time period where it makes a little more sense for Jedi to be around, or like it doesn't even have to be about Jedi. Just have have it set in between episode like 6 and 7. Just have just one planet, or even like follow a Wookiee around. Like I don't care. Just have a Star Wars game.
Yeah, do something fun. And I mean, honestly, like I feel like it would be so easy for like you take a Star Wars Battlefront game or something like that, and instead of doing that, make it like a Clone Wars game or something, or like an Empire, like something like make there be a premise to the game as well as just the game. Like you can have a story that goes with it, and like I feel like that would be real. I think that would be really good, and also, and if this Fallen Order game does do poorly, I feel like that's not really a bad thing. I mean, like, because I don't think they're just gonna stop making Star Wars games. But I think if these games do bad, they'll kind of, Disney's kind of gonna look at this and be like, all right, EA, we need to have a talk.
I mean,
'Cause,
they
like,
didn't do that when Battlefront 2 was a debacle, so.
I know,
Because
but
Disney
maybe
doesn't know what they're doing with games as a whole. They shut down Disney Interactive even though they were doing fine. Like,
I mean,
wasn't making as much as they felt like they should have been making. Wasn't making, trillions of dollars like everything else they do.
this was true. It didn't immediately touch the gold. It was only bronze, and they're like, "Oh, how dare you!"
Okay.
But
But,
I
like,
mean,
if knowing EA with their petty butts, they're probably going to be like, oh, see, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order didn't do that well. Clearly, fans don't want single player games. It's not that we bosh it in every way possible. They don't want single player games. Even though the game of the year this year is probably going to be a single player game. But,
just like every other year,
like
almost.
Kingdom Hearts or whatever, like, probably going to be something like
Kingdom
that.
Hearts.
Well,
Kingdom Hearts was gonna be the game of the year. I love that game, and I would be appalled if it was game of the year. but anyway, like, just like, yeah, I get your point, because I mean, then they would start blaming the wrong thing. It's like, oh, it's because it's single player, even though your multiplayer games also sucked. But I'm like, I feel like Disney as a company, if they take a harder look at their gaming industry, it would be like, okay, the reason this is sucking is not necessarily what we're putting out. It's like, who's bringing out these games, and why is it sucking so bad?
Well, like, if they just made another Star Wars Bounty Hunter game, or revive that Star Wars Darth Maul game that was canceled for the Wii.
Ooh, yeah, happy.
When the Wii came out, everyone and their mother was like, "Oh, lightsaber." The Wii was a lightsaber. Not a single Star Wars game where you first person with a lightsaber was a thing. Like, okay.
They even had like a toy that was like a mini Star Wars game like that. I forgot about that.
And like there was maybe one or two Star Wars games the entire generation.
Like, how did you miss that?
Then this Darth Maul game was apparently being made, yet EA canceled it for some innocuous reason because they're dumb.
Because Darth Maul is just not. I mean, how is that not interesting? Like, come on.
I don't know.
But
so yeah, you can do interesting stuff without it being just another Jedi game. Whatever. I do think that though, like on top of Fallen Order, they will at least tease another Star Wars project, whether that be Battlefront 3 or some other Star Wars game.
I don't know. Well, hopefully they'll work on a Star Wars game. Hopefully not Battlefront 3, because I mean Battlefront 3 is just going to be Battlefront 2, but just more stuff that you have
maybe they'll actually learn from their mistakes this time and make this one actually good with no microtransaction and a good story.
Or
it could be a situation like with the Dragon Age game, where apparently originally Dragon Age 4, I think is the one they're on, was originally going to be a more single player game, but because they had to work with the Frostbite engine, and that engine is really, really hard to work with, it just was moving very slowly. The Frostbite engine was the reason why Mass Effect Andromeda took too long and just didn't turn out very well. Because BioWare couldn't figure out the Frostbite engine, Dragon Age 4 was a debacle to work with, so EA canceled that project, and instead they're like, okay, since you guys clearly can't make single player games, make Dragon Age more of a, what do they call it? It was like, make it more lasting experience.
What?
Which implies it's gonna have more online aspects to it, which is not BioWare's strong suit.
Guess they're gonna try, but we'll see.
Like, we're definitely gonna get a trailer for the new Dragon Age this E3. It's not gonna look promising. It's gonna have some like online weird component. The faces are gonna look weird. It's just not. I don't think it's gonna look good. I want it to look good, but I don't think it's gonna look good.
I mean, but will it? No. I don't know. As far as the only thing that I really care about is like Jedi Fallen Order, kind of, just because I'm like, maybe it won't be terrible, even though I have doubts that it will be. But I mean,
they didn't want to show gameplay at Star Wars Celebration. They don't have faith in this game. It's just
that's what I'm saying.
Unless they prove me wrong, that's my thought.
Yeah, I'm like, maybe there's more you could show at Star Wars Celebration. That's like, oh, we shouldn't have time for it. But I mean,
We had an hour-long panel where they only spent 5 minutes of it discussing the trailer.
I know. But I mean, I think I think that's like, that's my brain trying to come up with some other reason. I'm trying to
Just
think.
trying to look
No.
on the bright side where it's just all shadow.
Yeah, exactly. Oh no, it's great. It's great. It's fine. It's doing fine. No. It's like, see,
It'll all
they're just
work out in
doing
the
this.
end. No.
We'll see. Yeah. Well, if they get a new one, if they get, just, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's fine. It'll be
Yeah.
fine.
I also predict that they're gonna announce a revival of an old thought dead IP, and it's gonna be an always online game.
Hmm.
My bet is Medal of Honor, which was like another
Oh yeah.
first person shooter game,
Uh-huh.
but it's gonna be like always online and bad because of course it is because that's what they
Well, I'll see.
think that's what they think fans want.
Obviously, but I mean, I don't know.
I wouldn't put it
Yeah.
past them to at least tease
Nah.
that and then be like, oh yeah, it's always online. It's only multiplayer. It's like, that's okay. Whatever.
Like I didn't ask. I mean, just like I didn't ask for this. But then again, it's fine. I don't really care. I don't know. But I mean, I think there's probably gonna be some like new stuff for like, oh, coming to Apex Legends and stuff like that. Which
Yeah.
yeah, the little snippets and stuff like that. But
Or
which
Titanfall
I mean, at
3
least-
maybe.
oh yeah.
I mean, actually, Respawn is currently working on Apex and Fallen Order, so I don't think Titanfall would come quite yet. I don't think that team is big enough to work on 3 projects at the same time.
Well, I mean, I mean, Apex has already at least been like, it's already a thing, and I guess Fallen
Yeah.
Order is the work.
They're still like updating it and
It's
stuff.
kind of, yeah, that's true. But I mean, maybe it's not as much of a, all hands on deck task versus just getting it launched versus just, maintaining it. But
Yeah.
so, or at least they're like, hey, let's just, coming soon or something, like, just keep in the back of people's minds.
Do you have any other EA predictions?
No.
No.
Not really. I mean, just kind of.
Yeah.
EA,
I'm also feeling
doing
like
EA.
they might announce a new Plants vs Zombies. I feel like it's been like 2 or 3 years since the last one. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah,
the one
we'll-
thing that I felt like if I didn't mention it and it did happen, then I'll be upset at myself. Because I don't think it will, but if it did, So yeah, I don't have super high hopes. Luckily, it's not like an actual press conference. It's just like small presentations about certain games
Right.
throughout the week. So don't want to sit through an hour of sports.
Yeah,
and
that's good.
just whatever.
Even though the sports games are gonna be exactly the
Yeah.
same, just copy and paste a couple new
Yep.
players. Like, dude, I can't.
We have the FIFA World Cup up on stage. That means something, right? No.
No, it's like,
Just not.
not really. Like, oh man, it's only Bucky sometimes, and it makes no sense. Okay, but
Okay. Move on to Ubisoft. So there are heavy rumors that the Assassin's Creed game this year is going to be set in Vikings time.
okay,
Yeah.
listening, Vikings.
That could be
I
fun.
mean, right. Then again, I thought it'd be fun in like, what was it, ancient Greece or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Did
I
you
mean-
play Origin?
What?
Sorry, not Origin. Did you play what was that one called? Odyssey.
Odyssey.
Yeah.
I have not actually played that also. I
Apparently,
haven't.
a lot of people really
I've
liked
heard
it.
from people.
So,
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I
I
think it was
heard
the
mixed
game
reviews.
of the year contender last year.
Actually, I think that is right. You are right. I still heard mixed reviews about it though.
Mhm.
It's like I have a friend who like really likes Assassin's Creed, and he was just like, "It's okay, but it's not."
Yeah.
He's like, I didn't really, because he said he felt more like a gladiator than like a secret
Yeah.
assassin, which I'm
I
like,
feel-
isn't that?
Yeah, I feel with this game in particular, it was more they made a game set in ancient Greece and then called it Assassin's Creed,
Right.
which maybe is just
Which-
a new style they're going for, but it's a
Which
little
I think-
weird.
I think it's a little off giving their history of, totally in the shadows secretly, and now it's like, oh, that big loud, we're going to kill stuff. But like,
Mm.
my thing is, I think that's fine as long as as long as you're in interesting time periods. But
Yeah.
I think they're going to start, because history has a lot of different places you can go. You can be a pirate and then be in the Revolution and then go to, Vikings. Like, there's a
Yeah.
lot of places you can go. You could potentially go in the future. I think that's something they should really explore.
Or feudal
Like,
Japan. Please, at some
ooh,
point, feudal Japan.
ooh. You're literally a ninja already.
Yeah.
You can be a ninja.
I
You can
think
be a
one of the creators
samurai.
literally said, "We're assassins, not ninjas. They can't go to Japan." Like, what?
What? I mean, you can
They were the first
you
assassins. It's their
like
thing.
you can make that work so easily. Like, there's no way you can't. I don't know, but I mean,
But yeah, like I think with Vikings, you would still carry over the ship combat that people really loved from the last couple. You could like raid villages. You could like
oh yeah,
there are a lot of different ways you could go about this that I think.
yeah, yeah. And being a Viking, like as long like I think as long like kind of like I said, as long as you pick something a time period where like, oh, that would be fun to be, because like, oh, it would be fun to be a Viking or something. Like, yeah, do it. I think that'd be fine, because
Yeah.
I mean, there's even basically, if there's a show on HBO or Netflix or something about this time period, it's safe to do.
Very good. Yeah.
Like, they have Spartacus, they have
They have a Viking show.
Vikings,
Yeah.
they have.
We're gonna go medieval times because
Like,
Game of Thrones just ended.
exactly, Game of Thrones. Like, you have, if there's a Netflix or HBO show about it, it's safe.
Yeah.
Do it.
Um,
Game of Thrones.
yeah. Okay. Trying to think. I think Ubisoft's presentation is like Sunday night and Microsoft's is on Monday? Am I have that mixed up?
I believe that's right, but I'm not totally sure.
No, no.
about that. I think
Microsoft is before
Ubisoft is actually on
Ubisoft.
Monday.
Microsoft
I think
is before,
Ubisoft.
yeah.
I think Ubisoft's Monday. That
Yeah.
was my understanding.
Okay. And then Microsoft is on Sunday. Because remember last year the first Assassin's Creed Odyssey presentation thing was during the Microsoft E3.
Mhm.
So we'll probably get the first Assassin's
Yeah.
Creed reveal at Microsoft.
Yeah, Microsoft. I just looked it up. Microsoft is Sunday and Ubisoft is Monday.
Okay, cool. So we're going out of order. That's fine.
I think as long as we cover everything, I don't
Yeah.
think it really matters.
One thing I like, Ubisoft presentations are always usually the most interesting one to watch. Microsoft is always it's always people talking about the game people talking about the game, and like it can be kind of boring at times. Ubisoft is kind of that, but at least the people talking sound invested in what they're talking about, and they seem to always have fun, especially with the Just Dance presentation. Like they always have like this crazy band come out on stage, like to the most to the most recent popular song that's out. Like I always just watch it just for the Just Dance presentation, because that's always just crazy to watch.
It's definitely interesting, and I'm like, Just Dance again. It's pretty much the same game, but different songs. But I mean, it's for a different kind of game player, so
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
Yeah.
And again, say the same about sports games. They don't come out, but then again, Just Dance doesn't come out every year, though, does it?
They do.
They do?
Yeah.
Really? I didn't know. Okay, I guess I don't.
They
pay
probably
attention
shouldn't be
to that.
$60 every year, but they are.
Really?
Yeah.
How many Just Dances? Because like last I know, there was like 4 Just Dances last time I checked. It's probably way more now.
They've been. I think the first one was '07. They've been yearly ever since.
Really?
Yeah.
So there's potentially going to be 12 Just Dances now?
Yeah.
I did not realize that.
And if they continue the trend, Just Dance 2020 still going to come out for the Wii.
The Wii?
Yep. They're
They're
still
still
making Just
making
Dance.
games for
Just
the
Dance
Wii?
is
They're...
the only game, as far as I can tell, that's come out for the Wii since like 2013. Just Dance.
I mean, they're 2 gens behind,
Yeah.
but I kind of get it just because
You sold 100 million of them. And
Yeah.
Mario Kart Wii still sold 10,000 copies last year.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I have it, but I mean,
Like who?
yeah, I mean, it'll be fun. Yeah.
Who is still buying Mario Kart Wii?
At this point, people are probably just stocking up because it'll be like worth something later. Because
I guess, like yeah,
I mean,
honestly, like a wrapped copy of Just Dance 2020 for the Wii, like 10 years from now, honestly might be worth something.
right. So that's what I'm saying. So like, I could see that because like I don't know, especially like I mean, maybe not Just Dance, but like Mario games, yeah, because you know. Those things, they don't start depreciating until the next version on the next console comes out.
Even then, Mario Kart Wii is still like $40. So.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Nintendo does not like dropping the price on their first party games.
No, they do not. That is one thing I don't like. That is like the only problem I have with Nintendo games.
Which it's better than when like Rise of the Tomb Raider dropped like 50% of its value in like a month.
I think it was less than that because it came out right after Spider-Man.
Oh, sorry, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, but still, yeah, it came
out.
Oh. But still, yeah, it came out right after Spider-Man, and then like a couple of weeks later, it was dropped for like down to $30. So it's at least Nintendo doesn't drop the value by 50% in a couple of months. But maybe Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, which was a port of a $50 game up to a $60 game on the Switch. It's been a year. You couldn't drop the price on that. No one's going to complain. Please.
They know they make quality work, and they're going to make you pay for it.
Them for that. Like it's not anti-consumer like a lot of people say, but like maybe don't be as stingy, please.
Yeah, and the thing is though, like I know I don't like to say the phrase like, oh well, people are buying it, so it's working, but like because that's not always the case. But if it's quality. Like, yeah, you have a right to keep it up, even if it is getting
like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which was a port of the Wii U game onto the Switch, still consistently gets in the top 10.
Yep.
Every month. Like, it's still $60 because people are still buying.
Because the thing about Nintendo games is, everybody plays Mario Kart. Like, even if you don't play video games, you play Mario Kart.
Yeah, like, you play Mario Kart, you play Smash, you play Mario in general. Like
exactly. They're universal for everybody. Like, I've never owned a Nintendo. I have a Wii, and other than that, I've never owned a Nintendo console. But it's like, oh, let's play Smash.
Yeah.
Like, it's going down. Like it's going down. I already know my characters. I already know what I'm going to do. Like, it's good. Like, it's so universal that you just have, like, they have the right to keep it up because everyone plays it.
Yeah, it's just weird, like, going to Walmart and seeing all these Switch and all these 3DS games, and then seeing Mario Kart and Just Dance just there for the Wii. Just those are the only two Wii games still being sold. Like, why is Just Dance still here randomly?
At Walmart?
Yeah,
really?
Walmart in my town Just Dance for the Switch, crazy. For the Wii U and the Wii, just right there next to each other. It's like.
That's crazy because Walmart doesn't like Walmart will stop selling games that like as soon as they stop being popular. Yeah. Like Walmart's like, yeah, you have to go to GameStop next door. We don't sell that anymore. Mm-hmm. Like literally, if Walmart is still selling it, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. So, I mean, and these games don't take a lot of money to make. I'm pretty sure. Like it's just a reskin of the last one. Just add some new dances, boom. So putting it on the Wii just makes sense for them.
I'm about to say, it basically costs the same as a Spotify account probably to make.
Probably.
It's probably not that hard.
Buy Just Dance for the Wii, you get Hulu with it.
yeah, Hulu with it. And Showtime. Don't forget the Showtime. Even though you won't use Showtime, but you will. I
didn't even know I had Showtime with my premium account.
You have Showtime, but you won't use it.
I keep seeing ads for Showtime on Hulu, and I still don't know what it is.
It's just like it's sad HBO basically.
Got it. I know exactly what that means.
Yep. Yep. Because I remember the first day I saw that Showtime, I was like, oh my gosh, I have Showtime, and I spent like 10 minutes going through everything on Showtime. I was like, I don't want this. I know I didn't even pay for it, but I don't want it.
I would pay more just to not have it.
I'll pay the full $10 price instead of the student price if you take away when Showtime privileges. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. There was just nothing on there looked appealing. I downloaded the app and everything. I was like, oh yeah, Showtime, cool.
Yeah. There's nothing here.
That's deletes app. Like, I don't even care. Oh man, good times.
Anyway, back to Ubisoft.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's fine. So there's also a pretty big rumor that Watch Dogs 3 is going to be announced at E3. Which, I mean, after Watch Dogs 2, like 3 years ago, came out and like improved on the first one in almost every single way, people didn't really buy it because it wasn't really marketed super well, and people kind of had a sour taste in their mouth from the first Watch Dogs.
Right.
I think they could do this concept up pretty big. It's apparently going to be set in London, which is always a pretty interesting place to set. So, yeah, I think
Go for it.
Could be good.
Yeah, and you can still build off. Sorry.
No, go.
No, but you can still build. Like, I know the first one was meh, but I mean, you can still build off the second one, which was actually okay. Like, because at this point, there's been enough time that either you can give it a second or I guess third chance, depending on if you really cared about the second one, and also just like, okay, what have you done? Like, that whole "what have you done for me lately" principle kind of applies with the video game. Because, like, for example, like if Battlefront 2 was decent, but then didn't make any money because people were so turned off at Battlefront 1, and I'd still be like, okay, Battlefront 3, game on. Because, like, your most recent trend is what really matters.
Yeah, kind of with DC and Shazam. Like, you didn't make a lot of money.
Exactly.
But I liked you, so I want to see more.
Right. Good example there.
Yeah. I just hope they don't do the thing where, since next gen is, like, right around the corner, I hope they don't do the thing like was Watch Dogs 1, where it was announced in 2012, clearly running on next gen hardware. And then in 2013, we got another trailer where it looked a little off, like not clearly as good as the first one, but like that's to be expected, especially from Ubisoft. And then when it finally came out in 2014, it looked nothing like the original. Even on next gen, it still looked way worse than the original reveal trailer. Don't do that again, please don't.
Why do you think that happened?
Because they probably, like, when they originally made the first reveal trailer, they only made the parts for the trailer. They didn't make the entire world. They just made the renders for that street, for that model, and that car, whatever. So then when they started making the entire world and the entire story and putting all the pieces together,
they couldn't keep it up to that standard for the whole. That's so.
Also, they probably made it on a way more powerful PC than the consoles ever could hope to be. So,
oh my gosh,
just to look good at E3.
So messed up. And
Ubisoft does this all, like with the Division and Division 2. They did this again.
Oh man. So you can't even take the trailers for face value. Yeah. I mean, and I get, and like, you know, especially in this day and age, a lot of times trailers lie to you and stuff, but like, bro, don't be that guy. At least, that's what I don't know. I'll see what the gameplay actually looks like. I said, if this is the first, like, oh, in development, look at that, it's so pristine. I'm like, all right, well, let's see what you got.
Yeah, like originally they kind of marketed it as like GTA with a twist, but then it didn't come out. It didn't come out before GTA 5. Like, it came out well after GTA 5. And it just, at that point, it was just kind of no one cared about you.
It's like, what's the twist? The twist is it's not nearly as good as GTA.
Yeah. You can hack stuff. It's not really that interesting or good, but you can do it.
You can hack stuff. What does that give us?
Yeah.
Nothing.
The hacking is actually a lot more intuitive in the second one, so just... Again, like, have a sequence where you're literally hacking into Big Ben. And just, like, I don't know what all that would do, but, like, in this world, have Big Ben have some kind of syncing up with, like, some intelligence organization, like, from all of London. Like, that could be cool.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's a video game, so find a way to make it work. You know, you can... It doesn't have to be all completely, this isn't exactly the way it is in real life. So, like, no, just make it work.
Now, the next 3 games are games I feel that we are way past due for a sequel. So, first off, Rayman. There hasn't been a Rayman game since 2013, although it's been ported to everything since then. Been ported to Xbox One, PS4, Wii U, Switch, PS Vita, I think, PC. It's been ported to literally everything.
I mean, you gotta share the Rayman love finally. So I mean,
Rayman Legends is great, but like, it's been 5 years, 6 years. I can math. It's 6 years.
What's your major?
It's been released that many times, so I'm sorry I got it mixed up.
Yeah, no.
It was released in 2013 for the Wii U and PS3, Xbox 360. Then in 2014 for the PS4 and Xbox One, and then in 2015, no, I think it was released for the Vita either in 2013 or 14, and then for the Switch in 2017. So like, I just got
it everywhere.
So yeah, it's been 6 years since the newest Rayman. It's time for just give us a new one.
It's like, let's move on, please. Like, I mean, that's fair, and I mean, yeah, like Rayman's an awesome game, like you said, especially the latest ones. I mean, like,
yeah, both Origins and Legends were very good. Like they were honestly kind of better than the Mario that came out around the same time. So,
how dare you?
New Super Mario Bros. Games aren't that great. Don't. Not afraid to say that.
He said, "Hey man, look, I'm a realist. Like, I hold no loyalty."
Like the one on the DS was good because it was just actually new, and then New Super Mario was Wii. Why are you new? We have a propeller this time, okay? And you shake the Wiimote to go. Okay, cool. New Super Mario Bros. 2 on the 3DS. Why are you new? Oh, we have everything turned to gold. Okay. New Super Mario Bros. U. Why are you new? We're not.
We're not. We're the we know. Like you've played us before.
We're literally just the Wii one, but prettier looking. And like it's fine. It's a good solid platformer, but like you're not new anymore.
I mean, you can only reinvent it so many times. But then again, I was thinking that about other Nintendo games. Like Smash. You can only do that so many times before it gets old. Oh,
so good.
Oh my heck. How many characters? Oh, it starts out with 8. No big deal. 75. Jeez. Did I ever tell you that story where I was like when my friend first bought Smash Bros. Like the day it came out, he saw. I was like, dude, it's only like 8 characters. It's just
yeah.
Like, man, like I heard this game was gonna have way more characters, and I came back the next day after class.
The next day.
Like, good God. They had like 50 characters in one day, and I was just like, bro, how long have you been on this game? He was just like, dude, I gotta get them all. He said, yeah, I was supposed to have class today.
That was during exam week. Oh no! Because it was the Friday of the first Friday of exams.
Oh exactly. No, he was kidding. He didn't have an exam that day, luckily. But I was just like,
that day Smash came out. Like, I was playing it up until the point where I should have gone to an exam. So I went. That was also the day where it like snowed heavy the day before. So I went to the exam. No one was in the classroom. The teacher wasn't there. No students were there. I was like, oh, that's weird. So I sat in the room for a good like 10 minutes. I was like, let me check my email. 2 days before that, I got an email from the professor saying, yeah, it's probably gonna snow that Friday. So I'm just gonna scale the rest of your tests. Just kind of. So the fourth one is online and optional if you want to take it. Just like, okay, I stopped playing Smash just for this.
It's like, I left my room for this? How dare I? Like, you could have warned me.
You did, but I'm dumb and didn't read it.
No, dude, that's why I put my email on my phone now, because that has happened to me too many times. She should be like, oh yeah, no class today. It'll be the only class I have. So I get up in the morning, I'm just like, I could still be in bed right now. Like, I wouldn't have had class till 2, and I'm on campus at 10 o'clock.
Yep.
Why are you like this?
So yeah, new Rayman game, whether 2D or 3D, especially since New Super Mario Bros. 2 was just ported to Switch. And like I did, why? Like you could have made a new one, but whatever. Like just have a new Rayman, please. But
I mean, maybe they didn't make a new one then, so they can make a new one now.
Yeah. Yeah. The next one is Splinter Cell.
I remember we were talking about this for a long time.
Yeah, we were talking about this last year, actually. There were
heavy
rumors that last year that there would be a new Splinter Cell game. It just kind of didn't happen. Please, like, being a spy is cool. Like, there's just no two ways around it. Being a spy is awesome. So, just be a spy and shoot stuff, and, you know, it's just cool.
It's awesome. Yeah, it is. Like, make it happen, please. But, like...
Sam Fisher is just one of the coolest video game characters next to Solid Snake. Like, he's just that guy.
He's up there. Is there any more rumors than last year, or like anything more intensified, or any even stronger hunches, anything like that, or is it kind of just the same boat as last year?
This year, the rumor mill has been very dry. Like, usually the Assassin's Creed game would be leaked. We don't even, like, usually the name of it would be leaked. We just know it might be Vikings. Almost last year, almost the entirety of Ubisoft's presentation was leaked before E3. Like, there's usually quite a number of Nintendo leaks, a couple of Microsoft leaks. This year, there really hasn't been much, which I think is a good thing. I don't know. Maybe they're just maybe they're just holding on to the information a little tighter this time, but...
I think potentially, because like having your whole presentation, days before you even present it already known is like,
yeah, because I think Trials Rising was leaked beforehand. I guess Assassin's Creed Odyssey was leaked. Sure, they announced a couple other stuff, but like we already knew most of it going in. So the fact that we don't know going in either means they don't have anything, which is probably not true, or they're just keeping a tighter lid on stuff. And like the Splinter Cell rumors in general, they haven't really gone away, but they haven't like intensified. They're just kind of always been there.
Okay.
And lastly, for the games that should come back, Rainbow Six. Rainbow Six Siege came out in 2015. At the very end of 2015. And this is one of those weird examples where the developer just like released a multiplayer game, and like it didn't do super well when it first came out, but over time they've actually supported it and added new stuff, added new modes, added new maps, and it's actually like gained traction, and it's actually more popular now than it was when it first came out.
Okay.
So since Rainbow Six Siege is your more multiplayer based Rainbow Six game, maybe have a more single player based Rainbow Six game could be the thing to do. Have like quarter of the market on both aspects. That could be something.
Yeah, I mean Rainbow Six. We could see. We'll see what happens there. I don't know how. Do you feel more confident about this one than others, or?
I feel more confident about Splinter Cell and Rayman.
Okay.
Especially Splinter Cell, like Rainbow Six. I feel like at least a tease for since Siege is at its highest point it's ever been, at least teasing the next Rainbow Six. I don't know with that. I could have be like, oh, I've been playing Rainbow Six Siege. Oh, a new Rainbow Six game is coming. I'll at least be on the lookout for that. So.
Okay.
Yeah. And lastly, at least for my predictions, for the past 2 years, Ubisoft has had a Nintendo crossover of some kind. 2 years ago, it was Mario & Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Last year, it was Star Fox and Starlink. Something Nintendo crossover.
Okay.
I don't know what that would be.
Just something.
Something like it. My like pie in the sky vision would be like essentially Assassin's Creed, but it's Zelda. That like same basic mechanics.
That's kind of cool. That's kind of
yeah.
Wait. Okay, so Assassin's Creed, like that plays like Zelda, or Zelda that plays like Assassin's Creed? Which is kind of, I know that's kind of.
They are different though.
Yeah, but like, I mean, you could do either, but which do you think would be?
More than likely it would be Zelda that acts like Assassin's Creed.
Okay,
But like
that would be kind of cool.
I don't know. Um, or even like having or even having them do an F-Zero game. They're really good at racing. They're really
Ooh.
good at beat 'em up games. Have an F-Zero game that's both
Do it.
that has a beat 'em up segments and racing segments. It's what we all
But they,
want. Just do it.
I'd be fine with that, please.
Yeah. Have them actually be a bounty hunter. They've done that before with other games, but just do that. But,
Baby steps.
nah, Miyamoto, he loves his babies, so he's not gonna let. Actually, he did let them use Star Fox and Mario stuff. So who's to say what he won't give up next?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's not like Star Fox isn't like a very notable character. So,
You got any more general predictions for them?
I know like Beyond Good and Evil 2. That's supposed
Right.
to be getting like they're like it's gonna actually be gameplay this time. I'm like, okay, but I mean, is it though?
The past
Like,
past three trailers have just been movies, 10-minute.
that's what I'm
movies.
saying.
Just
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm kind of just like, I'm hearing you say this, but I've also heard this before, so
Yeah.
it's kind of like, until I see any different, I will take you. I
like
will not take you
apparently,
serious.
apparently in 2017, that trailer was like, it had one segment that was basically gameplay but just CG. It's like this is what gameplay was gonna look like. It's like
It's a
okay,
concept.
just a ship flying. Okay, that's cool. Whatever. I want to actually see what the story actually is, how the characters
Mhm.
actually control like. So, yeah, like I don't want like an online like a live demonstration. Those never go over well, but like at least a gameplay trailer of some kind.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you have a trailer that doesn't show game, like, I'm gonna see the cutscenes unless it's like a crazy story that I'm invested in. Like I don't really care about like just watching the movie.
Yeah.
I want to play the game. I want to see how the game looks.
And now that I'm thinking about it, Ubisoft, they're weird in that like they either show no gameplay, like with the Beyond Good and Evil trailer or that Watch Dogs trailer that was just a CG rendering, or when they actually do show gameplay, especially for their multiplayer stuff, they always every single time they have a multiplayer like game like the Division 2 last year, they always have like people on mics doing very very generic gamer talk, and it doesn't sound real at all.
It's just say these lines. This
Yeah.
is what gamers say.
It's like, okay, we're all here. Who needs ammo? I do. Here you go. It's like, are you all in position? I'm in position. Sounds good. Let's go. It's like, no one talks like that. People are screaming, swearing at each other, like complaining. Like, if they actually do have a Rainbow Six, like a new multiplayer Rainbow Six game, and it isn't a mess, that would be just completely unrealistic. Because I've watched like actual Rainbow Six Siege gameplay. It is never well choreographed. It is never these people like unless you're like a pro at it and like actually have like a squad that's like actually a team. Like
Which no one will.
if you're playing with randos, like you never,
Oh my god.
it never goes
And
the
that's,
way you're
yeah,
supposed to.
that's just any like team like shooting. Like especially like I see my roommate all the time playing like Overwatch and stuff, and like dude, like they're not he's like, what are you doing?
Like,
It's like,
one of my friends who plays Rainbow Six, he has like a pretty small YouTube channel. He just likes uploading some gameplay highlights of Rainbow Six Siege, and he plays with 2 or 3 of his other friends, and one of his friends was the designated medic, and and the one friend was like, "Hey, dude, I know you're the medic. Come over and heal me." I'm like, okay, I've got the sauce for you. He came over to him, and instead of injecting him with the serum, he just shot him. It's like, oh, that was the wrong sauce.
terrible.
He's like, I would be mad, but that was hilarious.
That was funny. It's like, I will get you for that later, but no, it's too funny. I can't.
So if stuff like that doesn't happen in one of these presentations, like that's another reason why why I actually tune into the Ubisoft conference, because even like yes, it is super wacky with the Just Dances and other stuff, and people actually seem to care about what they're talking about when they're on stage, but their trailers are sometimes so goofy when they're not trying to be. So.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, it makes you want to watch. So I mean, mission accomplished.
Yeah, true. Anything else?
Nah, not for you, so.
Okay.